let me take it back to my home city. Talk to me about your thoughts in Houston. I noticed that, I mean, you have the original Mama Ninfas in there, which is a classic staple in my neighborhood. That's the neighborhood that I grew up in. So shout out Second Ward, Segundo Barrio.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna call it Ito for the sake of for the sake of Mama Ninfa, you know. But talk to me about the Houston scene.
It is so hard to wrap my head around that scene because it's very much like Dallas in that both cities have similar Mexican immigrants. They come from the same states.
Yeah.
Sometimes same towns. But it's so much bigger. And there are literally taco trucks on every corner.
Yeah, everywhere.
How do you eat at all of them? I don't have enough time for that. So I worked really hard to find great places or places that I thought were great. Oh my God, the amount of places that didn't make it, probably the most came out of Houston because
that didn't make it, that were close to making it?
Yeah.
That were like, oh my God, like, okay, but
yeah.
There's a lot of tacos in Houston, man.
Yeah.
Going back to like, this is a guilty pleasure of mine. Sometimes I want to go to Sochi. Sometimes I want to go to Hugo Ortega's place and I want to say like, okay, let me get the mole, this crazy. And shout out to Sochi and Hugo and like everybody over there is doing a phenomenal job. But sometimes I want to go there to remind myself that, the words of Miguel, Mexico is a rich country.
Yeah.
You know? But sometimes I want that greasy taco. Sometimes I want that taco truck, that taco madre on the east side, right at DH, and you're like, I want to go through. I want to get like the greasy gordita and like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think both have like a really special place in my heart. I think I thank Houston for that, because the first time that I ever went to Mexico, I didn't think of Mexico as this, to your point, like the stereotype of like, oh, like the taco is supposed to be a cheap thing because of that kind of pulling at that thread. I already kind of walked into that where like, man, I want to go to these places that are both. That I want to go to the places where like late at night at 2 a.m. and 3 a.m. the kids are, coming out of the bars and they're like, let's go get a taco real quick.
Yeah.
And I also want to go to the place that's being innovative, and because that's also taking that mole to the next step, and because I know it exists, because it has to. The descendants of those people are already doing it in Houston, so it can't. You can't miss by trying to find it in these places, right? So I really thank Houston for that. That there was three spots on the east side. There was Ninfas, or at least east of Houston, and then there was 2 spots north, I think.
Yeah.
One of which I think was the lamb taco that I'm talking about. That I'm like, oh, I need to go try that out, man.
From Tres Chiles.
Yeah.
I pissed off the owner.
Aw, why?
One day. So I kept going back to that place with my friends, and every time we're like, holy shit, this is amazing. They cook it underground.
Okay, yeah.
Like you should. And they're not shy about showing it. They post it on their Instagram account.
Yeah.
But the owner came around one time. We were there and tried to sell us an $80 raffle ticket for this big truck that he had parked right in front of the restaurant. Like between the door and the truck, there might have been 10 feet.
Okay.
And he's like, here, yeah, you could win this. You could win a feast, a full borrego, blah, blah, blah. And I don't drive. I don't need a truck. Everyone who was there also has cars, but no one lived there either. So how were we going to get the truck? And why $80? That's a lot of money for one raffle ticket. But he's got to make his money back, sure. But we declined. He was not happy. He got real stone-faced. Like, all the emotion just drained, and he just walked away. So
And
I never...
have you been back since?
Yeah, twice, and he won't talk to me.
Well, he tried to make the sale. He shouldn't be mad that people, don't want to buy it sometimes.
And every time I go, there's another truck in front of the restaurant.
Hey,
so it's working.
Side hustles are side hustles.
Yeah, yeah.
Hey, for all the tandas work, okay? Talk to me about Dallas, your hometown.
Yeah, so Dallas is not a breakfast taco place. It's not where you...
Did you have breakfast tacos on here?
No.
I didn't see any breakfast tacos on there.
No.
Okay.
You go there...
That's probably a whole separate list.
Yeah. And it's all South Texas. No.
Don't say that around Miguel. Miguel has the other vaquero taco. It's just breakfast, okay? Yeah.
So, but he's from South Texas.
Yeah, I guess so. By proxy. Proxy.
So, Dallas has a lot more innovation going on, and it's innovation by Mexican immigrants.
Okay.
Yeah. And that makes it better, because these are people who know the history, who know the flavors, and they're gonna run with them.
Yeah.
So
That's incredible. Was there a taco spot that really surprised you, that you were like, oh my God, I was not expecting this at all?
Yeah.
Was that the Dr. Pepper? I mean, sorry,
No.
the Big Red?
No.
No. Which one?
It was Azteca Taco House.
That was
Aldine.
top 10 also.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was number 3. I was just like, what the hell? This came out of nowhere. It wasn't even on my list. We were driving past it.
Oh, so you weren't trying to eat there?
Yeah, no. Yeah, it was just there. Like, all right, let's go. And it was amazing. It was
Blew your mind.
Yeah.
What about it blew your mind?
So I'm a guisado guy. I love tacos de guisados.
Okay.
All right. So that's all they do.
Oh, so you were like...
This was a playground.
You walked in and you were like, my people, here I am.
It's funny. One guy came in, this construction worker comes in one morning and says, where's breakfast? Do you guys have breakfast? And the old ladies behind the counter said, what do you think this is? And everyone started laughing.
Yeah.
And it was just homey, comforting, well-made tortillas. One thing that got cut from the article was that after you pay, this woman takes your food from you and she puts it on a table. Wherever you wanted to sit, ignore it. That's where you're sitting, where she put the food.
At Azteca Tacos.
Yeah. You have no control over where you sit.
That's funny. That's like, we know what we're giving you.
Yeah.
Just sit down. Yeah. Just sit down and embrace it.
Yeah.
It's their way of being like, shh. Just, you'll be okay.
Yeah.
We got you.
Yeah.
Wow. Was there any place that disappointed you? Or maybe we shouldn't say that. I don't want to put them on blast like that.
I don't want to talk smack about a place that didn't make it on the list, but there were a lot of places across the state where I left thinking, oh man, I wish that was good because this could be awesome, but it's not. And that was that. Oh.
That's incredible.
If you like that video, please make sure you like and subscribe. We're on every social media platform. It really helps out in the algorithm if you do that. And it also helps us make better content for you in the future. We are 100% self-funded, and we have so many ideas that we want to get out to you guys, but we won't be able to do it without you. So please hit that like button, hit that share button, hit that subscribe button. We really, really, really appreciate it. Until next time, see you.